o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the Bears. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel as the one and only Bridgeman. How we doing, Bridge?
Oh, what can I say? Very, very happy, man. Good evening to you, Ox there. Good evening to all the guys in the lobby. Good evening to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
All right, mate. All right, first things first, Bridge. First things first. I need to speak to your good self. You know my sources are far and wide, as you well know, yes?
Uh-huh.
I'm hearing rumours, and it has been confirmed, that a certain man from the Bridge was seen entering the stadium last night with a free macaroon bar and some spearmint chewing gum that had been prided.
Absolutely. I've got them here right in front of me. Right in front of me. I just said to... It was Skipper. Skipper gave me and says...
Well, he told me, my source Skipper told me that you borrowed them off them and never returned them.
Oh, no. That's okay. I can give him them back if he needs them. But he
is
gave me
the chewing gum used?
Yeah, and he turned round, and I don't know who it was he was talking to. I don't know who it was. I can't remember which. He immediately gave it to me. He says, I'm not a clipe, but, I've just given him a bit of spivery here. So that was me, snooker.
Caught again, Bridge.
Hands up. I've got it here.
So you enjoyed before the match, and you enjoyed the match, big man.
Thoroughly. I thought it was a really exciting game. Obviously, it's probably a real. At the end of the night, it was a one-man show, and he was just fantastic. Yeah,
yes and no, Bridge. I mean, I actually thought up until it became the Morelos show. Obviously, 4 goals at any level was good going, but actually, I thought the best player on the park was Kamara for us. I really did, Kamara.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Alfredo was man of the match, but we've been joined by CC. How we doing, CC?
Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
No bad. I was it's a wee quick call before I do my paperwork.
All right, mate. How you doing, mate? All right.
I'm absolutely brand new. Is Terry about?
He's sitting in the back. He's sitting in the back.
He's in the back. It was just to see if we've got the software to do something on the show. I don't know if he wants to come on. I can ask him. Or
no, carry on. I'll get the message to him. No, I'll love to help you.
Go on, ask away.
All right, Terry, how you doing? What it was I was at the game last night, and my cousin was up for London. Right, we call him Gary London. Pure Cockney. He's for Glasgow, but he's a Cockney now. Right, so we've laughed at him for ages. So I was letting him listen to the show last night. And he was getting into it, and he says, "Is there any chance we can get subtitles on it?"
Well, who was speaking at the time?
Well, I had to listen back today, right? And it was actually a good friend of yours. So it was, but my cousin actually thought it was somebody. He was calling him Dingwall Dan.
Well, he thought he was a tutor. Did he think he spoke funny? Did he?
He thought he was a tutor. He thought he was for bloody Dingwall, so he was calling him Dingwall Dan. But
he's been staying up there for a while. The presenter last night. But
so when I actually found out who it was Will Travel Rug.
I've been telling you for a while. He talks funny, didn't I?
Well, it sounded as if the fucking marble name was moving and a big bit. Sorry for swearing, and a big bit of hay and all.
Funny you say that. We've just been joined by Travel Rug. He's the Travel Rug and welcome.
Aye. No, nice. I actually listened to a bit of the show, and I've got the same myself. I have been up here too long. I've only been up for about 3 weeks as well. Nah, very good, guys. I like that.
Could you say that again?
Ibrox Loyal actually phoned me last night. He said, I can't understand a word he's saying.
Well, I know we've got a wee bit of a delay on MixLR and that, so surely we'd be able to put some subtitles in, even we can put it in for MixLR and that, do you know what I mean?
I don't even think... I don't even
Listen,
think
just to let you know, me and Travel Rug went for Tattoos 1cc. I got Giovanni Van Bronckhorst in mine, and he get Gaza. That tells you everything you need to know, mate.
You sure it wasn't Dolly the Sheep?
I did warn you, Travel Rug.
What, he's a shocker? The man's a shocker, telling you.
CC, you're an absolute star, mate.
Is it actually true he lost his keys, his combine harvester last night?
Oh dear.
CC, we've not had you on much. What's your thoughts how the seasons went? What do you think of the game last night? Just quickly, mate, before you go. I know you're busy.
Aye, last night game was good. It's you stole my thunder. Kamara, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He seen everything in front of him. He was like a Polaroid camera. He's seen a lot. And if it wasn't for Morelos getting his goals last night, he would have been man of the match. He was my man of the match anyway. So it was. As for the season, I thought we were doing all right up to last week. And it's sort of took the wind out of our sails.
I had 2 points with Raptors. It was a bad 2 points.
But I still get a suspicious feeling we can still do it, because they're going to drop like a house of cards as soon as this next court case comes up.
Oh dear.
So as I know it's been cynical, but I'm telling you, they're just all going to collapse, because instead of us in the back and front papers, it's going to be them.
You hear me?
And keep believing, as Big Marvin said.
Big Marvin says, we have to go and beat them twice and just see where it takes us, mate. I mean, just a bit of luck there.
Yep. Did you see the news today about the Aberdeen game? We're only getting 2,800.
I'm sure we'll touch on that later on, mate. But I'll get a simple view, mate, and I'll come back later on. If you can't fulfil the rules of the competition, you shouldn't be in it.
Very true. Because they would want our 20%, wouldn't they?
Of course they would. Of course they would. Listen, mate, you're a star coming on and getting him back, mate. I really appreciate it.
That's no problem. Right, I'm going to listen in the back of the hang, mate. I'll cut off here and I'll start listening in. Right, Terry, subtitles for my cousin.
Cheers, mate.
All the best, everybody. No surrender.
All the best, CC.
See you later, CC. Cheers, mate.
We've been joined by Travel Rug. Well done, my old mate.
Very good, aye. It's
can I come in on this before you start again?
On you go, mate. On you go.
I was just going to say, well, obviously, the star man of the night was, of course, Alfredo Morelos, and not just his goals, but the way he played his football. He brought everybody in. His short passing was first class, an overall fabulous display. And if anybody was watching that insofar as looking to pick somebody up, you've got a 22-year-old guy there that can play football against a very, very tough team, and they were a hard team to play against. An absolutely wonderful play. And yes, the guy, Kamara, absolutely amazing game. Fabulous game for the lad. Never stopped. He put, what do you call him, Malumbu. He took him out of the game a couple of times. I don't mean with tackles.
Just went and took the ball off him.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought he had a fabulous game. And all the boys up the Copeland there, we were all sort of looking at each other. My goodness gracious, we Neil McCann might be right. This guy just might be a star for us.
You never know, mate. You never know. First 2 games, he's looked very promising. Yeah. Anyway, Travel, listen, first and foremost, thanks for helping us out last night, and you're welcome to do it any time. You were an excellent.
No problem. And you often say it, Ox. The callers, the guys that call in, that's what makes it, and it makes it easy for us in the background, and everybody's got good, valuable input. Sometimes you don't agree with it, but that's what makes the calls more interesting. So
and by the way, fair play, I listened this afternoon just quickly, and fair play to Lawbear. He got it bang on. He said, "Well, mollocate
them, He did, didn't he?
And we didn't half last night. Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. It's good. Some good points raised by them all. So as I say, don't be shy, guys. Call in and everybody's.
And by the way, CC's cousin is fictional. We were only having a wind up with Travel Rock, all right.
I like that Dingwall Dave. That's not bad enough. But and after all the after the show and managing to listen to it on Rangers TV. I'd like to think the club should consider that for future, because sometimes we can't be at our computers or being able to watch a game. But I thought the commentary last night was excellent, and it was excellent with Tom and having somebody like Graham Dorrans sitting there, and obviously Andy Little. The commentary, having that audio side, that should be something the club should consider. And if they can put that out to us, because we're obviously getting a blackout for BBC Scotland. So I would like to think that the club would consider to do that more often.
Yeah.
Can I just say something here? The BBC were broadcasting from their studio last night, calling it a live transmission. Right? Bridgeman.
My point on it is, I would sooner listen to Tom and Graham Dorrans than the people that's on BBC.
Travel, I've been asking for that. But the only problem I've got at the moment in my mind is they were still charging the same price as it was a live game. They need to find a way of getting as a radio station through the internet and somewhere or other, through Sky or something, to get a
channel. If you had Rangers TV, you were getting it. But
yeah,
it's
like
a subscription.
I got it with my subscription.
But
no problem.
You had to go and join. So if you weren't a member, you had to go and join.
I know, but for a £5 a month and you're getting money to the club, come on, we've got to.
No, we're not talking about that. We're speaking about them supplying instead of the BBC, right? So instead of listening to the BBC or anybody, they're not going to do it for Ibrox anyway that many times. But like I said last night, I think the Rangers could have turned and says, we're going to open up the audio channel, so anybody wants to link in, it's free. Done. I think Rangers should have done that last night, and that would have gave them even more impetus to take it up and do the business.
Listen, we'll be joined. If people want to join us, what's the number, Mr. Professional Travel Rug?
Oh, the number, that'd be 0141 356 1972.
Oh, where else can you join us, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and if he's listening, Old School will bring you in and treat you right.
All right. Just all Fox is with us, but Andy's well. I mean, but he's lost his voice. So we've been joined.
I'm speaking to you there.
No. Sherry came in the background. He was. We've been joined by the first caller of the evening. We've been joined by Blue Star. How are we doing, Blue Star? Oh, somebody need to help him get off of mute. He'll get it.
It's because he gets his cam on.
Still mute.
Because he gets his cam
Still on mute. Come on, Blue Star.
Come on, Blue Star. Come off of mute. Don't do a break.
Come on, Blue Star. You can do it.
Oh, no.
It's a wee microphone button. You just press it. Come on, Blue Star.
No.
Fox will sort him out. Anyway, we'll be joined by the Stinger and School Child in the background there. Yeah, we did.
He was a good form last night as well.
Do you know why I'm sniggering?
On you go, mate.
You've been there.
I'm at the bridge at the bistro and I pleaded with him for a macaroon bar and he snubbed me.
Aye, right.
I was doing my odds and these ass. I was starving. They wouldn't give me a
You're
bit.
joking, JFK. He didn't even share it with you.
No, I
You
shared
listen
it.
to him.
Shook
Don't
my
you listen
horn.
to him.
Shook my horn and says, "No macaroon bars for you, JFK." I said, "Okay then."
Listen to that. What a shocker you are, boy.
Shocker. How you doing, guys? All right? How you doing,
All right.
Travel?
To be fair, mate, you do look as if you're fading away. I've noticed that saying it myself, you know.
Not that, because I say to myself, I'm letting myself go. I've got down to 21 and stone 13 pounds.
Brilliant.
All right, so I'll give you a resume in the match, and then you can come in, JFK, and then we'll go to Travel in Bridge, yeah?
No, can we give Blue Star another chance? I see he's just come back.
Hello, guys.
Oh,
Oh,
Blue
yeah.
Star.
Oh, well,
Listen, guys, I don't know what's happening with this machine. My mute wasn't even on because the wee red light comes on. I don't know what happened there.
it's never the machine, Blue
Well,
Star.
you're trapped.
I know.
Always the person who's driving.
You were eating a macaroon bar, weren't you?
Right, guys, I
Have you
have to,
ever heard Bridge? I'm not on mute. I'm not on mute. I'm on mute.
going back to last night, guys, I have to agree with you. I thought Kamara was absolutely phenomenal. And
He
Morelos...
looks a steal. Blue
Oh,
Star.
definitely. See the first move for the first goal whenever wee Alfie went right into the penalty area. The guy, there was two men in front of him shielding the ball, and he actually jumped in between the two of them, and one of them was an absolute big, broad guy. He sent him flying, and all he done was give him a wee kind of body shot. And I'm saying to myself, no wonder would they call him the Buffalo? Oh boy, he's got some strength for some size of guy, some wee guy. Incredible.
He does. But,
And I thought the first move, see whenever Tav went up the wing and he passed the ball between the two defenders, what a ball that
what
was.
a pass.
That
But what
was
I will say
incredible.
on that, we've been critical of Candias, but the first two goals he put into lovely balls.
Oh,
Lovely
absolutely
was.
beautiful, beautiful.
You know, I mean, I think Candias has been part of a problem at times, but when he crossed the ball like that last night, you've no problem. Get it past the first man, see what happens.
You had to laugh, but guys, for the one that was it the second or the third one he put across, it was an absolute perfect ball. And we Alfie, instead of throwing his cell with his head, he tried to get to it with his toe. If he just threw his cell, he would have headed it in just the same. But Candias' balls getting across the box was just all five. I think 4 or 5 of them last night they all played well. Don't get me wrong, but I thought 4 or 5 of them were absolutely exceptional. They really were.
We played really well. We started the game okay. Tempo was right. We were on the front foot. And I think Kamara and Ryan Jack and Arfield at times, the light play was very nice with Buffalo giving them problems, and Kenton Candias and the wings. We got the goal, and if I'm being honest, they came into the game for a few minutes without really causing us any problems, and then we looked as if we pinned them back again. There was a sending off, and then we got the second goal, and that was half time. Obviously, there's been 2 contentious points in the game. JFK, then Blue Star. The 2 contentious points. What was your thoughts last night?
Well, I honestly, sorry.
You're Blue Star, he's JFK.
Where I was sitting, we're cheering for a penalty. So when the referee sent out the keeper gets sent off, because I thought if you send the guy off, it's a penalty to us. But we didn't know exactly what happened, and I never knew exactly what happened until I went home. But the penalty that they said they were supposedly getting, it was a stone wall dive, man. The guy was diving all over the place. You know, Big Worrell put his hands on him, but he didn't put his hands on him enough to push him down.
And then he sprung to the side. Do you know my initial thoughts, JFK, honestly, when I first seen it?
It was a penalty.
Aye.
So did I. We were all sitting there. Obviously, I'm the other side of the park, and I'm thinking it's a penalty. See that the guy's on about me, but it wasn't to obviously.
No, you see,
I mean,
what I would say is you've seen the given maybe 20% of the time. Yeah?
Aye, but the good thing about it is that the linesman was there on that side, so he saw what had happened.
Good view,
and a great view, On the sending
off the goalkeeper, aye.
We just seen a bit of stramash because I'm at the right.
Have you seen it since on the TV?
I watched the whole game last night. I came home last night and I recorded it on Free Sport, and I watched it there. And I sat now.
There wasn't a great picture there, was there?
Wasn't a great picture, mate. No, but
it looks as if he put his elbow towards his face, but you couldn't see how.
But at 1:45 this morning, I noticed that the sports scene were on, right? And they'd highlights of the game, and what they did is they did highlight the elbowing, and I couldn't believe that the two of them actually agreed it was a sending off.
All right, okay. I wasn't aware of that, JFK.
Yeah,
I've been keeping the wheels of British industry turning.
So, but I don't know. I mean, it was a sending off, certainly, definitely. But I'd like to know why the referee didn't follow the full letter of the law and award as a penalty, because the ball was in play. And
No, it wasn't, Jimmy. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Still out for a corner at the time.
That's in play.
They hadn't taken it yet.
No, the rules is the ball's still in play when it's placed into that corner area. It doesn't matter if the ball's kicked or no. The ball's still. That's the rules, guys. Go and look it up.
Okay, well, if that's the rules, that's the rules. But
the rules is the ball doesn't need to be kicked there.
In the greatest sense of the word, the ball wasn't.
Get me that rule. Get me that rule. Remember, there's no rules in football.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
It should have been a penalty. The two contentious incidents were for us, and they were 100% correct.
All right, cheers, mate. Blue Star and then Travel Rug.
Well, initially, I was like everybody else. We were, you definitely seen his arm going round him. I thought it was a stonewaller. When it was replayed, absolutely not. And remember, that boy Brophy's a bit of a monster. I mean, he's not a wee slight guy. He's a big, strong heifer.
He's like a middleweight, eh?
Oh, aye. And I mean, he went down like a sack of totties. He definitely threw himself. Having said that, what I would say to these guys is, if the ball had been on the other foot, we'd have been looking for a penalty. Let's not kid ourselves on. It could have been given. Some refs would have given it. So all credit to the referee. And for the Kamara one, oh aye. I mean, when you watched it back, and I watched it the day, I recorded it with the sports scene highlights, although I don't like them, but to be fair to them, they had a camera that kind of zoomed in, and the guy hit him with an elbow. The goalkeeper elbowed him, no doubt about it. So he got both decisions right, and let's be fair, with the ones that's went against us lately, it's about time a couple did go for us. And
well said, well said. Travel Rug. I
would agree with the boys. I think for me it wasn't a penalty. He made a big meal of it. Brophy's a big strong guy, but he throws himself down a Felice there, so he's lucky he never got a booking as far as I'm concerned for diving. If that had been Alfredo, he'd have certainly been in the book for diving. And then the other decision, as soon as I seen it, it's quite clear. And then even to be fair to Graham Dorrans on the commentary, he called it right away, because I think everybody thought it was the boy Power, but he called it right away. It was a goalkeeper, and he said he's put an elbow in his face. So it doesn't matter how much contact there is. There was intent there. He definitely did contact him. So for me, it's a red card every day of the week. Couple of things that come into it. The referees have been taking a lot of stick recently. That referee should be congratulated for making the right decisions. And the Kilmarnock manager should be ashamed of his comments, blaming the referee, saying that it wasn't the Rangers that won the game, it was the referee that gave us the game. And he should be coming out and apologising to that referee today, because he's come out questioning the integrity of that official. And when you look at if he sits there and looks at it, if he still believes that the referee didn't call him correct, then the man is a liar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here, mate. Here.
You're going to tell you.
Can I come in on that one,
guys?
guys?
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, Ox.
I know you're on a roll. You'll be wanting a contract. You'll be wanting a contract. That means we need to get him.
Me what? Hey, now you know why Fox has lost his voice. He's been chatting to me all day long, trying to negotiate, and I'm a hard man to please, you know.
Oh my God!
Hey, it's only 2 lollipops, remember.
JFK, that's only your contract. That's yours.
Pops, can I come in there? Did you watch Stevie G the day when he was getting interviewed with the press? He came away with something. He came away with something that was class when he was talking about Clark. He turned round and he said,
"We'll come to that, Blue Star. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to Stevie G. If we don't come tonight, we'll come to tomorrow, because obviously done the press conference for Saturday's game. Bridgeman, you were there last night.
From where we were, or from certainly where I was, but the guys round about me all agreed in the same way you thought. All of us thought that could be a penalty, and we thought when the referee blew, I thought, Jesus Christ, he's giving a penalty right up, but not. It was against him, and I thought, well, if it's not a penalty, surely it must be a dive. Surely it must come into the referee and the linesman's thingy that he's dived there.
And then he should have booked him.
because he was up and he was absolutely, the guy was furious, the player was furious, and of course his mates as well. However, as it turned out, most of the game they were all furious about something or other, you know.
That's because they were too busy chasing shadows, mate.
Yep, indeed, pal, indeed.
Right. What I will say to you, Bridge, is an all centre half. Is it fair to say that Worrell did get caught the wrong side of the boy? Worrell in the first 15 minutes of the game, there was two particular balls, high balls that come in. One come down the right and one come down the inside right and inside left channels. And actually, Goldson was first. He got caught out, and the ball was in mid-air. He got caught out. Dead easy because these big high balls, Peter McCloy kicks, you know. And the one Worrell, yes, I agree. He got caught out, and that boy was beating him for pace every day of the week. Just in the first few minutes, but that first incident where there's learning for Worrell there, he got caught the wrong side and turned off easy, and then his natural exaction. When he come in, would you agree with that post-star that he's got to learn for that?
Absolutely, he was caught wrong-sided. Guys, what I would say, for the first 18 minutes, and as I say, I watched it another time of the day, make no mistake about it, they get tore right into us in the first 18 minutes. And they did cause us a few problems, which makes it all the sweeter. The way that the rest of the team conducted themselves, they never gave in. They could have fell, and they didn't. And then once we got the goal, let's be honest, we ran out of the tap of them after that.
I think the second half was obviously 10 men, but it could have been 5 actually. Flattered them at the finish.
Absolutely.
JFK. All right, we'll give you 3 lollipops. Come on back.
He's away eating macaroon bars.
JFK. Not travel rug.
Oh, I'm here.
Right. Was the tempo of us last night no disappointing compared to Saturday? To the first whistle, we played at a better tempo.
Night and day.
But I was also impressed with the way that they were patient and they didn't. There was no panic. I mean, it took us a while to get the second goal, and then even to get the third and fourth goal, they had a plan. And I liked that, particularly when they came out the second half. They kept the ball. They made Kilmarnock work hard, and eventually tired them out. And it was good. It was a very, very. I think I mentioned it during the call last night. We needed a performance and a result to give us confidence, and that is confidence and going out and doing that and being ruthless like that. That's what we need to be doing. I think that's the reaction we wanted, wasn't it?
So the second half started, Bridge. We played a lot of good stuff, mate. Obviously, it wasn't maybe just after halfway through the second half, I think, when Andy Halliday scored a smashing goal.
Yeah.
I thought we missed a lot of chances, particularly Arfield.
Yeah. He can't shoot, can he? He tries to pass it in.
It seems to side foot it in. It tries to side foot it in it. But a number of times the ball came to him and others, but particularly Arfield in these cases, he was certainly, it looked like an easy chance for him. And what does he do? He side foots it, but he side foots it down into the ground and up at a nice height for the goalkeeper. So it was unfortunate there.
Would you not agree we were playing some nice stuff? I know we were against 10 men, but we were pulling them all apart, side to side, fast. The tempo was excellent.
From start to finish, we were absolutely outstanding second half. And you could see as the game went on a wee bit, 10 minutes into the second half, we started to close ranks at the back as well, and they weren't getting through, or we were getting good tackles in, and so on and so forth. So I don't think our Wes had a safety make, particularly in the second half. I don't think he had a safety make.
Do you know, I can't remember him touching the ball in the second half, I'll be really honest.
Oh, you're right.
Apart from pass backs.
Aye, but I really can't remember him touching the ball as such, but...
Confidence must be everything, Fox. Did you notice we Alfredo last night? 4 or 5 times he actually had the ball. It was easier for him to pass the ball to Kent on his outside, and he didn't. He wasn't taking one defender on. He was actually taking 2 and 3 on at a time. And the thing was, he was successful at it. Then he released the ball to somebody else. His all-round play last night was, I'll tell you something, I think that's the best performance for any player in the league. the whole of this season so far.
I have to
Without
say, yeah.
and I don't just mean for his 4 goals. I mean his actual play was outstanding.
Everything about his play, pal, all of it.
It was
bringing
incredible.
people into the game, running up, wanting the ball short, give back to the guy, make space for people.
Oh, he was brilliant.
Absolutely wonderful.
So he was brilliant.
JFK, the second half, knocked it about well, and both stars, right? Alfredo, superb. But we knocked it about, we played well, with no real failures in the team. I didn't think Barisic had his greatest game, but he still worked hard and got involved. But a great team performance second half.
Oh, it was definitely, and I don't think many of us could believe what we were watching. Some of the football we played was outstanding.
Yeah.
As I said to you last week, although we dropped the points against St Johnstone, I said that Kamara's a player to watch, and for 15-20 minutes last week, he showed good touches and that, and by God, last night, if Fred hadn't have scored the hat-trick, I'm with the same with the rest of the guys. Kamara would have got man of the match, hands down. Barisic was probably not a bad player, but if you were giving everybody marks out of 10, then everybody would probably get an 8 or a 9, and Barisic would get a 7 or an 8. So it was an all-round team performance and really, really pleasing to watch. Some of the going forward play, especially for Tavernier and Daniel doing the right, was absolutely beautiful to watch. Yeah. And it was a joy to behold. We went there last night, like I think Macy's Oxygen, we were all on the night before, and we were all, I suppose we'll use the phrase doom and gloom, because a few questions were asked about, do you think the team will put out tomorrow night or is capable of beating Kilmarnock? And we were all a wee bit dubious in our answers and that, but geez, oh man, the Gers proved us wrong last night. What a performance. And we're not going to get carried away.
It's no good, JFK, unless we go and get a result on Saturday, is it?
Well, that's what I was carrying on to say, mate. It's no use us getting carried away, with that result. We're the next round of the Cup and we're playing the Sheep. So now we've got we're on this Bowling Green type for carpet bowls thing in Hamilton on Sunday, So and then obviously we've got Dundee at Ibrox next Wednesday. So it's onwards and upwards, as I've always said. Rangers get us on such a high and then they just drop us. And it's been one of the roller coaster seasons. The European journey was fantastic. Beating the Puddle Drinkers on the 29th was absolutely amazing. And then we had all these bad results and we're up and down and up and down. So looking further forward, I'm sure we're capable, more than capable of beating Hamilton on their carpet bowls park on Sunday. And then we play Dundee next Wednesday. But they play Hearts at Tynecastle on the Wednesday. So we'll look for something to happen there. But overall, I mean, we all come out there with the big smile on our face again, Well,
particularly Bridge with his free gear, you know what I mean?
I couldn't catch him. I couldn't catch him. I seen him in front of me. I was getting a cold carry off my big boy to get any day macaroon bars now.
Don't be jealous. My wife's going to enjoy a free macaroon bar.
Well, let's hope, guys, that for the weekend's game that he's not going to just stick Defoe up and expecting the same performance as Amarellis, because that doesn't work. He's nowhere near the same player. He's got to find a system on that carpet.
Hey, I was just sorry, Ox. I think you're probably going to say the same as me. See if Defoe gets that service that Alfredo got last night. Defoe will score goals like that. There is no doubt Defoe is a great striker. He's maybe know the way that Alfredo can challenge and make things difficult for a centre half, but when somebody lays the ball in the way that the first couple of goals for us last night, Defoe will be in the positions as well.
What about the second cross travel wrong last night?
I was a wonder. Hey, listen, I said my dad had phoned me today. He was proper excited, and he was.
Because he'd done the show.
No. He what I'd said to him was that I think Morelos makes Candeias a player and Candeias makes Tavernier a player. I think I'm probably say that Candeias was very, very poor at the weekend. What a difference it is when he's got Morelos to feed. And then,
I mean, the second cross for the second goal, mate, it took the goalie right out. It was an excellent cross.
Lovely, aye.
You know,
can I just?
I've just to let you know, Travel Rug, I've just had some furniture shop for Scotstoun in Glasgow contact me. See if you're interested in the sponsorship deal, mate.
You're still hurting for the boy recognising me, mate. And there, you've never got over that. It was about a year and a half ago. The boy walked up to me and says, "I recognise you." Nah, no bother, mate. So there you go. My wife that day, she couldn't, but she was mortified. Anyway, it's a question for all the boys here, something to think about. And I think we had this question a wee while ago, and somebody had said the question was, Alfredo Morelos is the best striker we've had at Ibrox since. And I said at the time Michael Moles, and a lot of people were saying Jelavic, and there was another one. I think you said
Dado
Kevin
Puzzle.
Kyle or somebody. Dado Puzzle. For me, it was Michael Moles.
Of course,
you said Kyle.
Kenny Miller. Of course, Kenny Miller.
At the time, I said Michael Moles, and I'm probably still in that.
By the way, if the boys keeps going the way he's gone, he's better than them all.
I tell you, if he continues in this vein of form for now to the end of the season, I think I'll be revaluing it to best strikers in Super Rally. That's where I'll be going with that one.
Do you know he's been involved? I seen a stat. Somebody sent me a stat today that apart from Messi and then Pape, he's been involved in more goals than anybody else in European football.
And there was another one I seen was the amount of goals that he scored by the age of 22. The only person that scored more goals than him at this stage in his career, at this age in his career, is Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's an amazing stat for that boy. So it's fantastic watching him, and he's loving it. And that's the other thing. I love watching him when he's enjoying the adulation he's getting for us, because I'll tell you what, that crowd absolutely love him, don't they?
Yeah.
Can I come in on that a minute?
On you go, mate. On you go.
I was just going to say, on the way home last night, I was listening to TalkSport, and I can't remember the two chaps' names that were sitting talking. They were talking about one of the games that was on, and then he says, "Oh, here, what about Rangers? A marvellous result for Rangers tonight, 5-0, and Alfredo Morelos scored 4 of them." And the guy that said that, his mate says to him, "Do you think he would do a turn down in the Premier League?" He says, "Aye." He says, "But it'll cost a lot of money to get him moving, something like that, you know."
For me, we're Bridgeman. For me, we're in excess of 20 million now.
Well, we're getting last night for 4 goals in the Scottish Cup replay against one of the teams that we've hardly beaten, and they've no lost to a top 3 team, and worse to that effect, you know. And you're like, wait a minute, 4 goals and not a badging among them, But the third one, oh my God, he smashed that ball. I love it. I was
going to go, Blue Star, his goals per minute on the park must be pretty good.
It must be high up there, aye. As I say, the wonderful thing for my thinking is, it's not just these goals, guys. His overall play last night was beautiful to watch. The way that he brings in all these other players, as Bridgman and that said there, the way that he brings in Candias, the way that he brings in Kent, the way that even Tavier, it just G's the whole squad up, and they all play better because the boys that he links off for the start of a move, and then if he's lucky enough to be on the end of them, his overall play was absolutely exceptional. Exceptional.
Yeah. It's a short passing back to the player to allow him to make the angle is just something to behold. And
he's what rate, Bridge? What about his what rate?
He's outstanding. I said this a long time ago. To me, he's certainly the best centre forward in the Scottish League, without a shadow of a doubt, and getting close to some of the other leagues down south. But to me, he's the best football player in the league. He's actually the best football player in the league. He's so tough to knock off the ball, and he goes for virtually everything. And he's got a great eye for the ball. Let's be honest, guys. He's doing the work of 2 and 3 players sometimes, because he's doing that much. It's not just his goals. The work rate in between and his link up with other players is absolutely amazing to watch.
Amazing.
I'll tell you what, I think, if I'm being honest, are you with us, JFK?
Yeah, aye.
Oh, you worry me.
Well,
Morelos
my favourite
last night, he scored 4 goals. He worked so hard. He's got some attitudes. He's got a spark about him that we've not seen for a long time, and we can't take some of that aggression out of him because you're trying to, his game needs it.
Well, we've been saying that for weeks and months now. That's his type of game, you know. He likes to be in amongst it, you know, and we see what he brings to the team. He's hungry for the ball. He's hungry to be involved. He's not just a goal scorer. He likes to get involved with the play for the midfield onwards. You know, that he goes back for the ball, looks for the ball. I mean, look at his 4th goal, guys. Right? No, I watched it 3 or 4 times, and I know the boys come crossed in, and they've got the ball out. They've defended the ball, but Fred's sauntering out, and he just sees that chance, and he goes into the position because his instinct's telling him there's a wee chance I could get this ball here, and he did, and he swiveled on it and he buried it in a bag. So I mean that's a great strike. That's a great poacher, you know. And I've not seen many players like him at Ibrox. Ali McCoy's obviously Big DJ was my favourite outside Ali. You know, the amount of goals he scored and all, but. I agree with Travelodog. One of my favourites I got to see the Rangers in early years was Michael Mols. I thought Michael Mols' work rate and the way his pace, his turning of the ball, be able to run at defenders was absolutely fantastic. But Fred seems to have it all. And unfortunately, I think for us, come the end of the season, the price could be too much for us to knock back. But let's enjoy him while he's here. But he's a fantastic player.
If there was any criticism that could be put towards him, post-star, that he didn't look a natural finisher. He seems to be improving in that front.
100%. The only time, guys, that I was a wee bit worried, and it only lasted for 30 seconds or something. See, whenever Kamara went down, he was going ahead with power. He grabbed a hold of power and I went, oh no, here we go. But I think it was Big Worrell just grabbed a hold of him and literally threw him round, told him to get away because he was going to get himself involved there. And that's, if he could just nip it, there's no stopping the wee guy what he's capable of doing. Let's be honest here. This wee guy could be absolutely out of this world. He really could because he's got it all. He's got it all.
You know, we need all of our players to support him physically because they have to stop him from doing the stupid thing that's potentially, like last night, because a load of guys in the court were going to get him out of there.
Exactly.
You could see him going for that boy power. And they thought, wait a minute, what's happening? They brought him out and then he went back in a wee bit. Don't get me wrong. The last thing we need is him to be doing then a wee bit wrong because he's got one more yellow card. And then it's him banned for another 2 games type of thing, you know. And
Bridge, look at it.
Right.
You're bang on. You're bang on there, Bridge, because look at it. There he's out again at the weekend. Now, don't get me wrong. We all think we'll beat Hamilton, but what I'm saying is, see, after that performance, the whole team doing everything right. If that had carried on again into the weekend, and hopefully it does even without him, but if he had been on the park. You're building and you're building and you're building and you're getting more strength, you know. But again, we're without him, you know. So I just say if you could just cut that out,
and you come trouble.
Let's be clear here. Alfredo Morelos shouldn't be suspended just now.
Yeah,
he should not have been. He should not have been sent off for his part in that incident at Aberdeen.
Here, pal.
And I know you're all saying about him. Oh, keep him out of trouble. See when we've got players that are willing to go in there and defend their teammates. That's what I want to see in my team. I don't want to see any shrinking violets disappearing out the road. I want to see them getting stuck in. I want to see them backing everybody up. I don't want to see Alfredo Morelos in there. I want to see every player getting in there and defending their teammates. Mm-hmm. That's what teamwork's all about. And this is what we need today. And I'm sorry, but and I mentioned it last night. Alfredo has got this reputation, which for me is totally unwarranted.
Has he injured anybody trouble?
No, he's no. He's no. He gets sent off up at Pittodrie at the start of the season for what the referee and linesman thought happened. As it turns out, it didn't happen. So that automatically the boy's been labelled with that. It's like Jermaine Defoe. All of a sudden, he's got a reputation for diving. Now, we need to defend our players and defend our team. So see, when I hear somebody saying Alfredo Morelos this or Morelos, no, I'm going to defend our boy the way that our players should be defending him. And you know what? Our ex-players should bloody defend him as well. But no, we've got too many Uncle Toms sitting in that in different studios. They should be out there saying Morelos is the greatest football player that we've got in the Premier League at the moment. We should be selling Morelos. We shouldn't be knocking him down. That's what they should be talking him up to promote the league, promote the type of players we have in this league. But no, they're all loving to go out and say, he's a nasty this and he's kicking people here. Let's defend Alfredo and enjoy what we've got.
He seems to. You never seen him. He takes it all right. He has had some petulance. There's no doubt in that, probably. But he takes a bit of stick and just gets over the game as well.
Every centre half in this league must be terrified because they know they're in for a right battle. And I don't mind that players getting stuck into each other, but they need to be consistent and they need to treat him fair. And at the moment, I don't think he does get treated fairly. I think centre halves get the benefit of the doubt with him.
I mean, you know, we stocky guys, and you're a lot smaller than Morelos, so the strength that he's got is frightening. JFK, isn't it?
Of course it is. You know, he's a wee bully. You know, he's not frightened to get involved in the game. And I know he's got that temper, but why take that away from him? You know, that's what makes him the player that he is, and it's great to watch. You know, his striking instinct is there, and it's what we need. And what he needs to do then is rein in the temper to get involved in things. And as Blue Star said there, I mean, we were all shouting ball. We just seen the big blonde-headed guy, and obviously it was Worrell pulling him away for the incident, and we're all shouting, "What happened there? Did Fred get involved in that?" And obviously it was Kamara. But he's got to learn to walk away from things like that, because these referees are waiting for the least wee thing for him to do it, and they send him off, book him. I mean, if that had been Fred, I think it was Blue Star said earlier on, or Travel Dog, if that had been Fred had the same fall down as Brophy did, the referee would have no hesitation in booking him for that.
Absolutely.
So he's got to learn by their mistakes on his part, but he's got to remember he's got to be playing on the team with 11 on the park all the time.
All right. Let's we all agree that you scored 4 goals, you won man of the match. Is that we all agree on that?
Yeah.
You've got to, not just for his goals, but I mean, it's
he's a good performance as well.
Just wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
All right, but let's look at the other positives in the team. I mean, I thought the midfield three they looked very good last night. Now, let's put it in perspective. We have struggled in the midfield against Kilmarnock. Young McCrory was our best player at Rugby Park a couple of weeks ago, but the blend last night looked okay for me. Blue Star, then Travel.
Certainly Kamara, and I thought bar Fred's, well, not just his goals, because his all-round game was exceptional. Outside Fred, I don't think there's anybody would argue the point. Kamara was absolutely brilliant last night and all.
Yeah.
For a new player, let's be honest, guys, he's not even been with the squad that long. He was exceptional. He really was. And some of his link-up play and his running. I mean, he done a lot of running, that boy, because I think in the last 10, 15 minutes before he come off, you could see he was tired. That's only to be expected because he's not had that many games lately. Mm-hmm. No, that boy was also really, really good. Really good.
Travel?
No, it's good that we've got that competition, haven't we? We're all comfortable that we're confident that McCrory McCrory looks as if he's got a good future with us. Now we've got somebody in there that's going to compete with that in that position. There's the potential that we could have Greg Docherty coming back, and we could have Graham Dorrans coming back, and we're not going to be short of midfielders. But the only thing I would say about Kamara, I remember how excited we were about Koulibaly at the start of the season. So let's let the boy settle in. Let him have a wee rough patch and then see how he recovers and comes out of that. Because unfortunately, I don't think Koulibaly's... He had a cracking level, picked up a wee injury, and he's never ever found that level again. So let's hope give Kamara time. So
yeah, fair shout. But what I will say before I go to Bridge with this about that is that when people like Neil McCann, who wasn't a bad player himself, are telling you this boy's got it, mate. It makes you think. Neil McCann. You know, it makes you think that we might have just won a watch for this value for cash, mate.
Yes, I hope so. Very much so. And again, we go back to it. He's working with a good manager and a good assistant manager who arguably are standout midfielders in the last, and certainly in my generation.
Yeah, Bridge, man.
Well, you know, I said it a wee bit earlier, and I think we said it before, but his performance last night, I'm talking about Kamara, it was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. For a guy who's only ever with us a matter of weeks, really. It's just fantastic, nothing short of brilliant. So I'm very happy, and I'm sure that most of the Bears that I spoke to last night and said it to me, they couldn't say nothing wrong with him. Everything he did, he was up for headers, he's getting in there, hard tackling, winning the ball, fighting back, running back, all the things that you want from a half-decent midfielder, and it just was. So a very polished performance by him. Obviously, we're no stupid. We've still got a bit to go. Hopefully he doesn't pick up any stupid injuries, or he doesn't stretch too much, because there's a long, hard, although there's only 15 games left in the season, 12 games left in the season, something like that. We need every player available, because it's going to be really tough. If we want to go anywhere in the Cup, every single player, like last night, that team last night, one of the best teams that we've picked and seen. Just great to watch. So well done, Kamara. And can I just say, the two Ryans, again, superb as well. Good play for them. Good play for them.
Thank you. Blue Star?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Bridge was hit the nail on the head there. The two Ryans were brilliant. Some of Kent's running is a joy to behold. And Jack, he does a lot of kind of dirty unseen work. He puts his cell about. He's no fear to a tackle. But again, a lot of his layoffs last night out to Candace and that, and Tav, spot on.
What about Arfield? What did you think of Arfield?
Truthfully, I think he flatters to deceive guys. I didn't want to bring him up because you know how I feel about him. I watched it again today. He runs into areas. What I will say about him, he seems to know where the action's going to be, but he misses everything. I'm sorry. He's for a player that's out there, he's not contributing the way that he should. That's how I see it.
What I will say, Blue Star, in last night's performance, his shooting was poor.
Terrible.
But apart from that, Travelrog, I thought his awareness last night, some of his link-up play was pretty good. And I think that he might have been carrying a knock.
I agree.
He might have been.
Yep. Well, believe it or not, guys, we always have debates on whether we think Tav's a decent enough captain or no. Twice last night, I don't know if you remember it, once in the first half and certainly once in the second half, Tav had a right go at him twice because he gave the ball away. And he had a right go at him. And rightly so, because he did give the ball away.
I hope you're right
that maybe he's been carrying an injury and maybe that has been a problem. I don't know.
But also, if he plays in that role and he gets that freedom to be in the box like that, he needs a better goal return.
He's got to put them away. Yeah.
He needs a better goal
Can I come
return.
in on the Tavernier thing, guys?
I
saw Tav last night doing what Tav used to do a long time ago and have a shot at goal.
That's right.
What's an effort?
Imagine about maybe 20 yards out on an angle, maybe slightly more than that, and he smashed that ball like he used to do, and the goalkeeper didn't know where he was, and I think it was slightly the underside of the bar and bounced down and came out again.
And Bridge, about 30 seconds after that, he hit another one, scissor kicking it. Do you remember that one as well?
Aye.
And that was going goal bound. Aye, you're right. Tav had a great game as well last night.
I was just going to say there, can I just say, well done, Tavernier, because it's the best he's played for a long time. And I hope that if you were saying you noticed a bit of captaincy coming out in him, shouting and bawling at people, which is what we all want to see and drive the people on. I thought Tavernier was outstanding, made himself available many, many times. And once again, it looked as if Candeias was really playing really well, and so was Tavernier. So maybe complimenting each other once again. So fantastic to see. Fantastic.
Yep. And you come travel, I know you're a big fan of James Tavernier's.
Yeah, I was much happier with his performance last night, but he's going to have to do it more often before he makes it into my good books.
Consistency, and that's the problem. We'll put myself behind the 8 ball. JFK, that has been 2 points against St Johnstone, 2 points against Hibs, and all of a sudden we're sitting in a different place. And they were 2 games we should have won, JFK.
That's what I said earlier on, Oxford, but we're back up to the high again, we had a great result last night, and we're now in the next round to play the Sheep, but we want Rangers to keep us up there. Don't want to keep dropping us down all the time, and that's what they seem to do. We get our highs, and then the lows can be really, really bad. Can I just say about Kamara and Koulibaly? I think it was Travelodog had said about Koulibaly started well, and we were all praising him and all that, but I see a big difference. And Koulibaly comes from Mali, and Kamara comes from Finland. Kamara's played in Scottish football. Koulibaly only came to Scottish football to play with us. So, if I had a choice, I would be playing Kamara every week. And that's not going over the top. I said last week, I think he's making a great player. Koulibaly, to me, is a luxury we don't need. So, I think he'll go at the end of the season.
I think it's looking that way now.
Aye,
I think
definitely.
I think so, yes. I think that message has been sent.
We're coming up for a tune. The boys done as a turn. He
definitely.
He started well and it never quite worked out. You can never fault his effort. We're going to have a tune shortly, then we're going to hear, when we come back, we'll get last night's post-match interview for our manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE. And then it'd be good to hear from people. What's the number, Travelodog?
0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and either Fox or the Old School Blue will bring you in.
It won't be Old School Blue, I'll tell you that now. It'll be Fox.
You don't have promise.
He's a way to make one.
Aye.
He's making a wish.
It'll not be Fox either, because he's watching Old School Blue.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, dear. I will tell you what Fox is up to, but there you go. That's another story. What a man he is. Anyway, get yourselves on mute and we'll have a tune for your Fox.
From a guy so young to Glasgow City, they come seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, and here's how it goes. Four lads had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. So hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your heart and voice. Celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all.
The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Fullers had a dream, start a football team. They had no money, no kid, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong.
Oh, you must have enjoyed that, Bridgeman.
Oh, fabulous. And by the way, some dancing in the lobby there. Some of the boys were brilliant. Ayrshire Blue has just went mental. He's been all the flair. All the flair. I don't know whether he's drunk or not, but he's been all the
Do you like the flare huggers, or are you more a classy dancer, Bridge?
I was my wife and I went up and dancing. I always tried to get into the middle of the dance floor, and I just need to go in circles.
Is that so you were as far away where the boats were flying?
That's exactly. But I'm in the middle of it all. In the middle of it all. But they don't normally land in the middle, do they? You know.
Class JFK. Oh,
JFK's having a bad night tonight.
I know. Are you back with us, lads?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm here.
Oh, you. So, I mean, how would you rate the performance last night? We're going to put it in perspective. Kilmarnock gave us problems this season. The last game at Ibrox, we huffed and puffed and couldn't break them down. All right, they lost a player last night, but a professional job, how would you score it? I'm about 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Oh, more than that.
More than that? All right, okay. What about you? Travel?
I'd be hearing about the I'd maybe go for an 8, because I think I'd mentioned last night that our record against them, it's not as if we've been out and hammered them at any time.
No.
And it's been, I think it's we've won 3, they've won 3, we've drew 5 times with them, and so they've always been a stuffy opponent for us. So to go out and turn them over or mollocate them like that was just that was brilliant. I'm in probably an 8 out of 10 category.
Oh, okay. Bridgeman, you're a hard
I
man.
wouldn't go, look, for certain parts of the game, I would think we were way up in the 9s, possibly even. Some parts of the game I saw last night were just flawless, fabulous to watch. A bit of reality is going to kick in the fact, where were we? We were against 10 men. But remember, we played them in the League Cup this year and beat them 5-0. My memory serves right. So I thought we murdered them. I thought we mollicated them last night, but I'm just conscious of the fact that they only had 10 men. So I would go for 7.5, 8 for me.
Fox, no other team this season has took even 3 off them.
I know, but I think in the context of the game, mate, I thought.
I know they were down to 10 men.
We played some excellent stuff, and then as the game went on, I mean, it could 5 flattered them, but I think that's because they were on the ropes, and if it were a boxing match, the referee would have stopped it after 70 minutes, you know.
Yeah. Well, you had 2 for Arfield, right? That would have been 7. Alfie missed to another 2. Could have been 9.
And then there's all the situations.
Tavernier could have had another 2. That would have been 11.
What a strike he had. That would have been some goal. That would have been some goal for the
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it was a bad performance. I'm saying it was a good performance. I'm just saying, I think in context, they played with 10 men for the whole of the second half, and that gets difficult when you're chasing, especially when you're 1 or 2 goals down. So I'm giving Kilmarnock a wee bit of credit there. But I'm saying it was a good performance for us. I'm just trying not to get carried away. And by the way, if we play the same on Saturday, if we play the same again on Saturday, we win the match. Then you come, Pitch.
I was just going to say that, the longer the day went on today, I started thinking along the lines, being very suspicious, of course. And that's probably that they got a doing last night, and you boys were right. In some instances, if you want to count up the chances, that could have been double figures last night.
Absolutely.
So I think that Clark came out after the game and made up his mind he was going to take it all away, take all the weight off
take it away
the
with a good performance. Aye, maybe he was. We've also been joined by Jeeb. Evening, Jeeb.
When Jeeb.
Ox.
Yes, mate.
I know we've got Hamilton this weekend, and then we've got Dundee next Wednesday night. After that, we then go into a run of games, which is Aberdeen away. I think we play Hibs away, and then we've got Kilmarnock again at Ibrox, and then we've got the Rotters. So there's this month of March coming up, and
tough games.
It's tough games, but see that result last night. We've got to then take the confidence for that result to then go out and just get ourselves on a roll. Now, again, I mentioned last night we've been unbeaten since we lost to Kilmarnock, the first game after the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I think quite quietly, I know we were all disappointed with the St Johnstone result, but quite quietly we've put a wee bit of a run together. Now, if we can continue and take the confidence from last night and continue that, well, you know what? March might be a right decider in this, and where we go with this team.
You never know. Are you British, Jeep?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Where are you been, Jeep?
That sounded like that was the second time that you had said that.
The next one was last orders for Jeep.
Oh, right.
How are you doing, mate? How's things, mate?
No bad. I had a feeling one of you were going to say that. I've not phoned up for a while, eh?
No, mate. It's all right. I know you're busy. Everybody's busy, mate, you know. At least your accent's no changed since you've not been on for a while, you know what I mean? So, what's on your mind, mate?
Well, I got the wee notifications and you were on, and I thought, I'll be honest, I've not really been listening. I just came up the stairs just before the song started. I like catching the song at 10. But I didn't get to go to the game last night just for work and stuff. But I caught bits of it and stuff. It did look a little better. Obviously, the result kind of speaks for itself. I know they were down to 10 men in that, but more so today, I think the thing that's been bothering me much is the fact that what's been taking the headlines is stuff that's happening off the pitch now.
Yeah.
You know, it's
do you think we've got to watch we don't fall into a trap, mate? Because it's obviously deliberate. Every time something goes bad somewhere, I'll go back, I'll take this to Jeep and then I'll take it to Blue Star. For instance, we played arguably our best game of the season for 90 minutes on the 29th of December. The tempo, the way we played, 1-0 flattered the team we played them off the park. Within 12 hours of us having a good result, people have come out to win. But the same antagonists have got to come out today with the same agenda. Our best thing to do to them is just keep winning football matches.
Exactly.
That's what they're trying to do. Is every time they seem to have a good result, they seem to be trying to undermine us. It doesn't seem to happen when we have a bad result, G.
It sounds, it would, to some people, it would sound like paranoia, but it's honestly, I mean, the evidence is like as clear as day. That, I mean, you've just gave like another example of it. We played our socks off that day, and quite frankly, they got off lightly, getting beat 1-0. Do you know what I mean? That was a 3 or 4-0 shot. That was an absolute tanking, but that isn't what spoke about. What was spoke about was Morelos. How did he get away with this? How did he get away with that? And it's basically the exact same thing. I mean, I don't think I've heard Steve Clarke make one comment on the football last night, other than the ref cost us. That's, I mean, if you can even count that as being about the football. He gets absolutely hammered, right? I mean, I'll give you. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, or if I'm talking about something you've already went over. Just let me know and I'll shut up, right?
No,
but
beautiful. Mate, you carry on.
If you picture, if they get that penalty in the first minute and they score it and they defend, right, and we struggle to break them down, if they win that game 1-0 last night, did he say what he said? today, if everything still happened, if the fans or the fans that supposedly said whatever they said,
Not
done
a
that,
chance.
is that
Not a
what he
chance.
comes out and says in his press conference?
Not
Do you
a
know what I
chance
mean?
enough.
It's a complete deflection, mate. That's all it is.
I noticed he didn't deflect away from his when one of his own players got abused on Sunday, but there we go. There's another matter.
Exactly. Why didn't he bring it up? He's talking about dark ages. Why didn't he bring it up on Sunday? When I mean, you're not talking about individual fans.
Whoa, one at a time. One at a time. Travel rock.
Yeah, I think I seen it on somebody had posted it on Twitter today. Our manager was subjected to it at the Corridor of Secrets. Was they were getting the same song with the different words, and that was getting Stevie Gerrard sad, whatever. So we are subject to an agenda, guys. I think the best thing for us today, we just need to ignore it. We live in a society, it's in our country at the moment, where we are no liked, we are absolutely hated. We have to, I'm not saying that we don't fight back, but all I'm saying is I'm not going to listen to their noise. I just want to see my team go out and win. And that's the one way that's really going to hurt them, is if we just keep winning. And if we take this title and we get our 55, then we will sing and we will shout for the top of every rooftop in that city. And they better listen, because we are the preeminent club in the country, and that's what's destroying them. They couldn't destroy us. So this is where we have to live with the agenda, whether it be the BBC, whether it be them across the city, whether it's the SFA, the best thing today is for us to go out and be victorious.
It's just the timing. I'm no one for conspiracy theories, but I think if you look at the timing, when it always seems to happen. But
I don't think we can ignore it.
No, I think we have to get our powder dry and make sure that when we go,
absolutely,
within 10 feet of concrete. We'll be joined by Boz. I'll go to Blue Star, then I'll bring in Boz, who near enough predicted the result last night, because they said they would take one, but it might be 6. So you take one away from 6, you go to spot on, is there, Boz?
Mathematician, that man. A mathematician.
Blue Star, and then we'll bring Boswell in.
Aye, Ox, Stevie G shot that down in flames the night on TV, and they never even made a meal of it. What he said was absolutely brilliant. He turned round and he says, I had a beer with him.
We've got the Stevie G interview.
In my office, he says, and he says he never mentioned a thing. He says, I never knew anything about this until I came home. That said it all. In other words, it was preempted. He was sick because of the way that his team had got it doing, and he jumped on that, knowing that the press would get behind him. And as the guy said before us, it's all preempted. The ferocity out there against us is incredible. They're absolutely fear in case we're successful and winning that title, and that's all it is.
Evening, Boswell. What are you doing, mate?
Good evening. I am very well. Very cheered after last night. I thought we were irresistible last night, and it could have been more.
Irresistible.
we
were fantastic last night. We really put them to the sword, and it just showed you.
Listen, boys, we can only be moaning off, didn't we? So we've got to be fair. When we play well, we play well.
Do you know the thing about last night that I think is really cheering is that it just shows you Stevie Clarke is getting plaudits everywhere for being this and being that. What he does is firefight any situation. He's never proactive.
Correct.
So he can't set up a team to go and win a game. He can set up a team to stop another team winning a game, but he doesn't have it in his locker to go and win a game. And this is why we will be the cause of Stevie Clarke getting the sack from Celtic. I said it here, it'll happen. It's an absolute fact, because he is not winning material. He'll get the Celtic job because he's upset Rangers people. But he won't get the Celtic job because he's the right man for the job. He'll get the Celtic job because he's upsetting people. Now, last night, Stevie Clarke, if ever there was a man closer to tears, there he is. It's not about football.
Absolutely.
It's not about anything. You know, dry your eyes, grow up, you hypocritical lying sod. Scum of the earth, that's what
Well
he is.
said.
Hypocritical. Now, he said in
Boswell.
summer, he had nothing to do with Rangers coming to ask him. What did he say? Oh, this was spoken about when I was offered the job. No, so what are we meant to believe? You said you were never involved. Now you're suddenly involved. You didn't want to talk about Chris Boyd on Saturday. You want to talk about Nah, come on. You've got no credibility as a human being, mate. You'd be as well just crawling up into a corner and die somewhere because that's how much use you are. Right.
Boswell, his attack on the referee was out of order last night.
Was
he should have been coming out and apologising.
He should be cited, but he won't be because we've got Claire, who will keep her gob shut on this one because he's one of hers.
Because she'll be told to.
Exactly. Nah, you just get fed up with this.
Listen, sorry, Boswell. I've got nothing against Chelsea as a club. I have no problems with them, but they've got a questionable record with some of the behaviour of their supporters as well. And so for him to come out and use Chelsea to beat us, I thought that was a bit in poor taste. And as I say, Chelsea are a smashing club, and best of luck to them and all the rest of it. But they're no squeaky clean. So for them to come out and beat us with Chelsea, I thought, come on, else.
Travel. I remember being at Stamford Bridge in 1983 to see Chelsea with a friend of mine, and they brought on Paul Cannavale, the first black player ever to play for Chelsea. That boy was roundly booed by the support. And he ended up going on and scoring the goal that got them a draw to get a replay. And if anybody's ever interested, go and read that book, the Paul Cannavale's autobiography.
He was a better lad.
Funny, brilliant. Just, 11 kids with 10 mothers. I mean, just...
Guys, I think I'm
no, I'll read the book.
I think we're missing a point.
And you come, JFK.
I think they're missing a point here. I think there's a bigger picture here. You know, I know it's hot today with Rangers and doing that, and we're all laughing and we're slagging Stevie Clark laugh, but I mean, there's a bigger picture here to be read. You know, I mean, Sky News today, Jim Shit or Jim White, what you want to call him, actually was sitting with Andy Walker today and actually spoke about closing apart Ibrox Down.
Yeah.
So there's an agenda here, and we can all laugh and make jokes as much as we want about this guy and that guy. But look, I'm not one to bring politics in it, but as an Orangeman,
Jimmy, it's a cornerstone to what it is, mate.
No, but that's what I'm saying, boys. But look, this is happening in Scotland, right? Now, I was listening to Radio Snyder today only because I was driving. And I put the radio on, and this, I'm going to try and remember what this guy said. This guy, John, from Cumbernauld, come on, and he said that the people in Scotland need to wake up to the fact that the Protestants don't run.
I think it's Protestant Scotland. That's right, Jay.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
I did indeed. I did indeed.
So I'm listening to that guy, and I'm thinking, and the radio station didn't even chastise them or correct them, but there's both sides of the story here. And this is what's happening, guys. My culture and your culture is slowly being eroded. Whether you're a Rangers fan, a Protestant, an Orangeman, apprentice boy, or whatever it is you are. And I say, I don't want to bring politics. There's a bigger picture here. It's happening. They're trying to erode us. And we need to fight back. And we need to fight back with fire and stand up for ourselves. Right.
Can I come in upstairs?
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say, look, Boswell's absolutely right about Clark. That interview that he gave was stage managed. He spoke to Gerrard allegedly, and he spoke to Gerrard, and Gerrard said he spoke to him, and there was nothing said.
Nothing
at all.
Said.
So as far as Gerrard's concerned, everything's tickety boo, no problem. That guy stabbed Gerrard in the back. If there was any problem, he should have come out and said that to Gerrard's face, but he didn't. So he went to the press conference, and it all exploded. And Boswell's right. It looked as if he was going to be in tears, allegedly. So I don't know. I've got no time.
Can I make it easy? I'll make it easy for you, and I'll JFK. I don't disagree with some of your sentiments, and I think some people need to wake up when particularly in Scotland when they're casting their vote.
Yes, vote unionist.
Yeah, of course.
All right, but
Judy.
this is not the platform. This is
No,
Rangers.
I understand that. I
Right.
understand that, and I
So-
apologise if I.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. You're in
I wasn't
I think the things are linked, and I think
Yeah.
we could go off on a tangent, and we could
Yeah,
have a brilliant
yeah.
show.
You know
Just
me,
about that.
the old, and
Aye.
you know where I come from, what my
Aye.
upbringing is, and how strongly I feel about it. But I'm a blue nose, and I'm watching the television today, and I'm listening to people actually destroy us, and there's nothing being said about the other side.
What I've got to ask you is, and I just answer me this. I'm a simple man, as Trevor Rugg knows, right? Where was Clark on Sunday defending his player when he was getting abused? That was banter.
Exactly.
Where were the Scottish media when a Kilmarnock fan gets stabbed at the game on Sunday? Where were the Scottish media last night when people were rioting again in Spain?
Well, that's how dangerous it is, because they're trying to down us all the time, at every tick and turn. So we need to fight back.
I agree.
Like, we need to fight back hard, and that's what we need to do. And I'm not bringing politics in it. As a club, we need to fight back hard. No, we need to go for them, because we are the establishment club. We are the club in the world. We are the biggest club in the world, and we need to make sure that they know it. They don't like that fact.
Oh, they know it, Jimmy. Don't ever mistake that. They know it.
Boys, they know it. But what we are doing here is we're getting kicked every tick and turn here, no matter what happens here. Every newspaper I read online today, every thing in Sky Sports and every other forum was all kicking us in the stones, because this man decided to come out and put his final bit, his interview in, his CV, to get the job that he's craving for. We all know it is. He's a dirty fiend.
Jimmy,
Yes,
when that
Jimmy.
when that character mentioned about the Rangers, some of the Rangers fans rioting in Manchester, right? What did another guy come on and say? He came on right away and he says, "Oh, so it's all right." He says some of our fans maybe caused a wee bit of bother in Manchester, but they didn't try to blow up the whole country, and it was cut silence just like that.
Yeah.
And you're right in what you're saying. They tar us with the same stick, but if we try and retaliate in any way, shape, or form, we're brought down.
Did we notice? Sorry,
guys, please hold on. Jimmy, watch the way we're saying things.
Oh, sorry, mate. Just I
No
get
problem.
carried
Watch
away.
what we're saying, that's all.
Aye.
Just take it easy.
Just
There you go.
Blue Star
That's
was
what you're
listening
saying.
as well. Blue Star was listening as well. Gordon DL, right? Gordon DL.
I was listening as well.
And he turns around and he says, "I married a Catholic and I get abused as well." What the heck
There
is
you
that
go.
going to do with
Larry
what happened
Arane saying
yesterday?
that. Aye.
Exactly.
So
Did we
that's what I'm
notice?
talking about.
Did we notice what
See
else happened today? The SFA come out and suddenly say we don't condone it, and they make a statement. Where was their statement on Monday morning?
Aye.
Oh no, it
Correct.
wouldn't have been a statement
Exactly.
on Monday morning because we had done nothing.
Correct.
So
there was
they're part of the
there was
problem. They're a huge part of the problem. Sorry.
There was on Radio Clyde, there was a caller who'd come on and said about how some couple had got, somebody was shouting about go home to them, refer to them to go back there. So he was then saying that how that Protestants expect that this is their country and we shouldn't be here, and whilst that exists, so he sort of referred to John Knox, and I was a bit surprised when I heard that he wasn't asked to stop talking like that. I mean, it was a sports cop phone in. It was nothing to do, but he turned it that it was all our fault. And then a fella come on and he had said, and he was quite a he was a Rangers supporter, but he wasn't trying to be too he wasn't being wild about it, and he was saying that both clubs have got a lot to do, and he was one of these guys that was saying, and he basically says that this fella needs to understand it's both sides. I mean, there's the Rangers pub was attacked in Benidorm, and then the next thing, the guy for Clyde says, "Oh yes, allegedly, we can't say anything that it might not have been."
Correct.
And I thought, hold on a minute,
green
you've
clothes,
just let a guy. Yeah, you've just let a guy run wild and accuse all Scottish Protestants of this, that we're trying to chase all the Irish out of the country. No, I'm sorry, you can't take
Which
it
channel was this you were listening to?
It was Radio Clyde. It was their Colin.
Well, maybe the answer's in what you're listening.
Don't listen to Clyde, yeah.
Listen, can I just say something?
I know.
Listen, just before we move on, because I think we've got Stevie Gerrard coming in about last night's performance. I don't disagree with any word you say, but I think with all things in life, that things have changed and they've moved back to politics. And if you get the politics right, you'll solve a lot of the problems because the society will change for the better.
My conscience is clear. My conscience is clear, Ox. I don't know about yours, but mine's is.
Yeah, me too. Go to my bed at night. Conscience is clear, mate. You're definitely right.
Get yourself on mute, and we'll hear from Stevie Gerrard, MBE, talking about last night's game.
So many positives for your side. You must be just delighted with what the guys gave you out there.
Yeah, I think, I was pretty confident we were going to get a reaction because the players were very disappointed and frustrated with the weekend showing. The fans were as well, and rightly so. So it was up to us tonight to come out with a different mentality and a different attitude, and I thought we started the game very strong, took the lead, played some really good stuff, and then obviously Kilmarnock going down to 10 men helped us even more, and we went on from strength to strength.
Alfredo Morelos will get the headlines for 4 fantastic goals, but his overall contribution to the game was just superb.
He was fantastic. He deserved his 4 goals. I thought he was a constant threat throughout the game. I think he showed tonight again. We've missed him sorely in certain games this year. So it was fantastic to have him back, but I'd also like to praise the support cast tonight. Candace getting some assists and Kent getting assists. It's important that we keep producing numbers in the final third because at times it's let us down this year, but today we were a threat throughout. People will talk about the 10 men and the advantage, but we looked a threat with 11v11 and we were well in control before the referee took one of their men away.
And the players' ability and willingness to go and press the ball for goals going 4 and 5 through Candace and Jack was so impressive as well. Yeah,
we spoke about this on a few occasions, to sort of forget the scoreline. Even if you're winning, forget the score, carry on doing the right things, stay strong, keep pushing and try and be ruthless and relentless, and I thought we were tonight.
We've spoken about markers before, and is this tonight another marker that you can put down and say this is what we are capable of?
No, I think the message to the players is, you have to find consistency. We can't be taking 4 or 5 steps forward and then suffering a setback, and then everyone's down and the players are talking to each other, and then all of a sudden we get this big, massive reaction. For me, you have to go into every game with the same mentality, the same attitude and the same fight and desire, and that's when you go on runs of fixtures that last more than 3, 4 and 5, and you can go on and achieve things and be successful together. So that's the learning curve. The players know. It feels different in the dressing room tonight, and it's for one reason, because they approach the game completely different.
Aberdeen in the quarter-final, a huge game, but obviously 2 massive league games to come before then.
Yeah, of course, the focus certainly now swings to Hamilton. We need to take tonight's performance into Hamilton and go there and try and get maximum points, and then take that into Dundee and try and do the same thing, and then obviously we can look forward to the quarter-final. I think you could see in the players' performance tonight how much they wanted the opportunity to go to Pittodrie. It'll be a cracking game and one we're really looking forward to. It'll be a tough test for us, but we've been there and done it before, so that's the level of performance I'll be looking for.
And a word just finally for the supporters turning up just shy of 40,000 tonight at short notice, and their support and their backing tonight was excellent.
Yes, but we say this every game. Again, magnificent turn up on a Wednesday night, wet, windy, a bit cold. Paid a good money to support the team. The pleasing thing for me tonight was they got rewarded by the players. The players got the supporters on side, because it could have been a difficult night in different circumstances, but credit to the players, they won the fans back over tonight, and the fans certainly deserved a better performance, and they got it.
Right, thanks for that, Fox. We've been joined by Damar Cannon. Good evening, Damar.
Good evening, lads.
How we doing, mate?
Aye, magic.
What's on your mind, mate? And did you enjoy Stevie Gerrard's interview?
I did, aye. I never heard it for last night, so aye, that was quite good, aye. As we need the consistency. It was a great match last night, and I don't know. I listened to the show, and nobody usually mentioned Jack, but I thought Jack had a magic game as well. Kamara, I never seen him give a ball away the whole night. Not one stray pass. Superb. And if he did think he was losing the ball, he fought back and got the ball back. And we can say about Morelos, superb. Not I mean his work rate, his off the ball stuff. But as I say, I think Jack was out of the park as well.
The
Fantastic.
two Ryans, Dalmarnock, the two Ryans were brilliant last night. The two Ryans.
Kent as well, aye. Yep, aye. He's a great player, Kent. Magic player. The only thing I've got to say on the selectarianism is...
Selectarianism, I like that. I like that.
It's basically the...
Yep, absolutely.
The politicians all came out against Lennon. Wee Nippy, she came out spoke about the abuse that Lennon got in Parliament, the Scottish Parliament. With Dornan coming out saying about it, with the Justice Minister coming out saying about it. Where were they in the last few days? Not a peep at them. Our so-called Dornan, I think that's his name, the so-called sectarianism, SAR, whatever you want to call them, mentioned Boyd getting hot with a coin in a tweet, but never mentioned any of the sectarianism, and this is what we're up against.
Yeah. He's got a questionable history, him.
Yeah, he does indeed.
The
only one there.
We've seen it, but the thing with the RC vote, and it's clear as day what they're doing. And Rangers, a big bad union club. You know what I mean? They just say it's anything to castigate us. They're in about it.
Can I just say that? I mean, they lost in 2012 and they've not recovered for it because they've always been bad losers. But Stevie Gerrard, he talked about the support. Nearly 40,000 turned up there last night. And I believe that if we'd had a decent result on Saturday, you might have booked 5, 6, maybe 10,000 on top of that. JFK, you were there?
Aye, easy. I mean, I was standing with Bridge and Skipper and a few other guys and that, what have been in that. And so we were all wondering about the crowd, and we were thinking of between 36 to 40,000. It was just under 39,000. Absolutely fantastic crowd. The Govan stand was sold out. So was the Govan rear. The Broomloan rear, understandably, wasn't full because that's at the family section. But a great support again for the Gers last night. Being the night it was, called, but no bad. And the result we had on Saturday. But no, those that didn't manage to make it missed a great game. It was a cracking night, and there was a lot of young fans there last night as well, obviously. But yeah, cracking crowd, 40,000.
Talking about young fans, we've been joined by Stevie.
How you doing, Oxford? All right, lads. How you doing, boys?
Saw the banner, Stevie boy. Well done, mate.
Yes, very nice. 16 foot of pure deliciousness. Just let me tell you, absolutely brilliant. You stole a bit of my thunder there. I was on to commend the support. I thought, my God, what a support we've had tonight.
Sorry, Stevie, you've not been getting the script. Has Fridge not been sending you the script through?
Well, after I heard JFK's contract, 2 lollipops, I'm looking for a wee bit something better than that, you know.
You'll probably get a carpet dab, Stevie. Thrown in, Oxygen knocked me back for that.
You know what we get them lollipops for? Because they keep them quiet.
No, guys, seriously, a wee bit of my thunder gets stole there. I was on to commend the Rangers support. After Saturday there, with it being flat, I thought, oh, man, what a crowd we're going to get tonight. But in fair play to them, come out in their droves again and go, and as Jimmy says there, they missed a great game of it with the ones that didn't go. And I thought the team played well. Again, we started to hit a tempo. We get the penalty kick. I don't know, guys. I hear a couple of you saying no, definitely no. I'm still swirling about it because you've got to put it yourself and show the other foot. If that was a Rangers forward to get pulled down, would you be looking for it? No. The jury's still out with me. But anyway, we picked the tempo up after that, and I thought it was just all about us after that. Couple of great crosses, couple of great goals, and then the second half just speaks for itself. Wilfredo was brilliant, but Glenn Kamara, for a couple of games that he's played, He's chasing back, he's haggling, winning the ball, stopping and cutting things out. Absolutely.
Have we got a steal, Stevie?
Listen, I was here. Me and the boys were talking. It was one of the older boys that was saying it was actually Neil McCann.
JFK?
No, one of the older boys.
You're not getting off here the next time up.
No, one of the older boys were saying it was actually Neil McCann that kind of sold him to Rangers. And I mean, I'll tell you right now, guys, what I'm watching there the other night, and although the team was flat against St Johnstone, what a player that boy looks, man.
There's the reason why Koulibaly won't get a deal.
Listen, don't start me with Koulibaly. Me and the Bridge, man, we've been into it a few times there. Either him or Ross McCrory.
I think, Stevie, that buying Kamara is put the tin hat in the Koulibaly. There's no way he's staying at Ibrox. He'll be come back to where he came from.
I agree with you. Totally agree. Aye.
Certainly looks that way, boy, as well.
I think I'll tell you, he looks a much better player than Koulibaly ever did, because last night I thought he was fantastic.
He was everywhere, wasn't he? He was everywhere doing what
Do you know one thing I noticed about the boy? His engine. He didn't seem to slow down.
No,
he didn't seem to. No, it's not as if he faded or anything like that. He was constantly gone. But,
Stonewall penalty as well, Stevie. Stonewall penalty. Stonewaller.
The ball wasn't in play, was it?
Sorry. When the guy gets sent off, that's what I mean. Stonewall sent off easy.
Oh, aye.
Every day
the keeper done him. The keeper done him. I've seen it in a few angles on Facebook, and I'll tell you right now, the keeper knew exactly what he was doing. He was a big fly man.
Can I cut across you, Stevie? We've enjoyed the George Logan evening, George.
George.
How you doing, boys? All right?
Hi, George.
Better than you, been on Radio Clyde and known Halliday scored for us last night.
Oh, George, tell me more.
Did you catch that at all, Blue Star?
You're right, Jimmy.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
See, I'll tell you, the Radio Clyde fans have been outed tonight, eh?
Fucking hell. Anyway.
George, come on, tell me more. Tell me, I'll not tell anybody.
Anyway.
I'll not tell anybody.
Aye, very good. Absolutely. Anyway, look, can we talk about football, real football? Anyway, I went on that Snyder night. I've been trying to get tickets for the John Gregg night. You couldn't get them anywhere. I went on that Snyder night and I got them anyway. I didn't win a ball, but I got the tickets, so that's the most important thing. They've got pumped with that Gordon DL crackpot. Anyway, can I talk about football?
Yes,
not that you're better than like that.
Remember you promised who you were taking now, George?
Aye, and my wife's standing beside me, Jimmy, so
come on. You never said that to me earlier on.
You've done a better night with JFK.
so fair. What was I going to say? By the way, excellent performance last night. Absolutely, I can't remember who scored the other goal. Ken Marilla scored 4, but I can't remember who scored the other one. But it was an excellent performance with the full team. Everybody in the park, substitutes, everybody. I thought we were excellent. We need consistent socks. I don't know how we're going to get it, but
that's what makes Saturday so frustrating, George. When you watched that last night,
I know, and I care about the sending off and that, fair enough. But we need consistency. I don't know how we get it, but we've got a no bad team. We've got the makings of a half decent team there, and if we can get them playing 4 and 5 games in a row, playing like that, we're going to start taking points off of folk in that. I don't know what we've got to do, but see, consistency is really getting us doing, because I thought we were excellent last night.
We're improving as a team. When we play well, we play really well, and if we can get consistency, we would be running away with it. Listen, George, we've enjoyed being a caller. Evening, caller, how we doing?
Oh, how you doing? It's Baloo here.
Hello there, Baloo. How we doing, Baloo the Bear?
How
we doing, mate?
I'm not bad. A wee shout out to the Selectarianism. That was a belter.
That was it. I don't know who came up with it. I'll claim it. There you go, Baloo. I think it was actually Dermarnathan.
That was an absolute cracker. I was again myself last night. I was at work, but I managed to catch the second half, and I thought overall absolutely brilliant. A wee bit, I think, if I'm going to criticise MD, I think Arfield's getting the ball away too much, and he's not making the right decisions in the final third. He could have had a couple of goals last night.
He can't shoot, mate. I'll give you that. He can't shoot.
No concentration. He's getting no concentration. See when he's in a really tight situation. See when you've got a wee, tappy sort of thing, give and go. He seems to be brilliant with that. See when he's got time to think at all. he just doesn't seem to do well with his distribution at all. But I don't want to be critical of Andy, but that's the only thing.
He's a big fan of Arfield.
Aye. But like I said the other night, I was like, there's a Keenan one, maybe one or two of the players myself, but overall, great last night. I mean, Candace was fantastic, Morelos was fantastic, like say, Kent and all the rest of it. It's just a great performance. Wee bit worried about, see the back headers that thing with us, what do you call him, Goulson. I'm a wee bit worried about the way he just sort of does his wee back flicks, because one of these times that's going to go wrong, I think.
It's going to miss the ball.
Well, I think that's what he did most of the time last night, but what does worry me is when he catches the ball. This is what I'm thinking, and it doesn't go exactly what it's
Bridge invented that when he used to go for the header that come off the back of his head.
So, good show tonight. I've no long into work, and I just thought I'd give you
Cheers, Below. You don't mind I go back to George? He hadn't quite finished.
No, listen, enjoying the show. Carry on, lads. I'm just saying hello.
George, you're right a bit. It has been annoying, but the manager's come in, bumps in the road, he's got it right, we're improving, we've got to look at the big picture, bruh.
Aye, no, that is right, and listen, I'm loving these improvements. I
was raging on Saturday, mate, watching that performance.
We were terrible on Saturday, dogs, but absolutely terrible on Saturday. I wouldn't have given a single guy a pass mark in that park. Now, I heard folk in the radio that other night there try to have a go at Big Worrell. We never lost a goal the other night there on Saturday, so I don't know how you have a go at him. You have a go at everybody in front of him. For me, because they were absolutely non-existent. Jermaine Defoe never even got one bit of service, and again, Jermaine Defoe's not been off the boil and things like that. We never got any service. We were terrible on Saturday, and at the complete other side of the scale, I don't think that boy Clark's teams really take tankings, and they took a hell of a tanking last night. And again, they were down to 10 men, but we gave them exactly what it was for, what they deserved, by the way. And I just hope we can somehow do the same on Saturday, and then try and take it on because Sunday, try and take it on and try and get a wee run going, because we've actually got makings of a good team, and that's why we have a horrible result like Saturday against St Johnstone. I didn't want to come on and moan, because again, we're just about there, we're nearly there. We just need to click and get that wee bit of consistency, and we'll be all right.
I think we'll be joined by another caller. How are we doing? It might not be. It might be a wrong message.
I'm going to bump out Ox. I'll let anybody else in.
Listen, boys, well done, mate. Thanks for the call, bro.
Night, boys.
Cheers, bro.
Right.
Cheers.
Folks,
yes, mate.
I have to say that we haven't mentioned him yet, but I thought Andy Halliday had a really good time when he came on.
What a goal!
A brilliant goal, absolutely superb goal, and smashed it as well. Absolutely smashed it. Love it. I
think the tempo changed when he came on. I thought it was like a training exercise watching it, and then as soon as he came on, Andy Halliday came on and scored the goal. Just about a minute or something, and I think the whole game changed at that point. Maybe they were relaxed because you're sitting at 2. They get one back. It's panic stations.
3 makes a big difference, doesn't it?
It does, aye. So I think maybe
it's a good goal, though, man. Come on, Terry, Andy, yeah.
Aye, great goal, aye. Yep.
A wee quick question, see the other guys. I mean, we're talking about him playing at left back. We're talking about him playing midfield when he comes on and things like that. I mean, we wouldn't say at the start of the season, but he seems to be always the one that gets dropped. Again, he plays at left back, and if Barisic is fit, he always gets dropped, and then he plays in midfield, and if somebody comes back, he gets dropped. I think Andy Halliday is one of the guys who should be a constant in our team now. It always is coming off the bench and he's doing well. I think he should be maybe the guy in the midfield that's actually getting a wee run in the team, because he's never let us do all season. It's no something I would say to start the season, but I would like to see him getting a wee run in the actual team.
If I'm being honest, when he's played his best football for us this season, I think he's been at left back, in my opinion. Blue Vale, Blue, and then we'll go to Blue Shadow. Blue Shadow.
I would agree with I'd agree with the comment about Halliday. I think he's been doing his best work at left back as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, see, when he came on last night, it just seemed like the complete play. I mean, he just seemed complete. He was like dead confident the way he was going about the park. It was, he had no nerves, no worries, no concerns at all. And like you say, the way he went on and finished that goal was absolutely brilliant. I don't know if
to be fair. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I have to be fair and say that when he came on, the game was well won for Rangers psychologically. That team were never going to lay a finger on us. But he did come on, he played really well. There's some lovely passing, a great set of passing interchange to get his goal. outstanding again for that particular string of passes. Just brilliant. Well done, Andy Halliday. Well done.
Didn't he notice it as much last night because we were all hugging each other and high-fiving after Andy Halliday scored. But when I watched it again in the television, I'd like to know more about why, just for curiosity, he ran into the bench and him and Jermaine Defoe were high-fiving and cuddling each other. He was pointing to the bench all the time. I noticed that. I don't know what that was about, but it was good to see Jermaine Defoe jumping out the dugout and celebrating the goal. He's no part of the team as like playing in the 11 or the 13, 14, but he's there as a part of the squad. So that was good to see. But I wonder what he's thinking there. Was it running there to Defoe and pointing the finger and the fist pumping and all that? It was brilliant.
Maybe they've been doing some shooting practice. Defoe's been giving them some tips, you know.
I think Andy Halliday.
Anyway, we've been joined by the one and only Mr. Global Ambassador. He's the Big Al.
Oh, don't get my man Keeney on.
Thank you.
You take it off.
Oh,
don't say that, Big Al. Come on.
Hey, you've seen it.
The way he's hanging out, it looks like he's not going to own anyway. A good result last night, but just what you're picking up there, you know, I've been a big supporter of Andy Halliday, and I do think he's improved. I think George is correct. I think he should be one of the guys on our team, first pick. He gives us, I think, what we need in the team. But if we're hanging our hat on Andy Halliday and saying that I'm not saying the future, but if he's the example that the rest of them have to get to, we're in dire straits, the rest of the team. I think something.
I think Big Al.
Policy.
One thing you could take about Halliday is if you use him as a benchmark, you could use his attitude as a benchmark. No, his ability.
Aye. Oh no, you know, I've been singing his praises. I love him, but what I'm just getting at is if that's what we're going to use, we've got a bit of a problem. I think if we're going to say that Andy Halliday is one of the, it's difficult.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic, Big Al, that people are bumming him up, but I don't think he's the quality to take us to the next level. But what he is, he's a first-class squad player because he's got a fantastic attitude, big man.
Yeah. And I would have him in the team. I'd have him as a left back because I think this is what I'm going to get at. I think the signing policy, Barisic, I know he's had injuries now, but he's died to death, guys. He
played well in the last 2 games.
He played a couple of games against us, but was it no Walter Smith says, watch the player when he's not playing against Rangers? And you'll get a true reflection of what the player's like. I think maybe we were too quick to go in and buy him. I'm saying maybe. Also, Grezda, I know he's been injured, but he's not getting re-signed him when he was injured. Koulibaly, it was a talk during the week that we're seriously thinking about bringing him on board. We need to be crazy to do that, would we not?
I don't think that looks a deal, mate.
There's a few of them. So the two signings we made at Christmas, and Defoe's came in and scored a couple of goals. Obviously, Davis hasn't hit the ground running yet.
No, he's been poor, mate. He was poor on Saturday.
Aye. And I don't want to be too negative. It's just things I've been thinking about. But also, if the penalty was awarded to us, do you think we would have had the impetus to go forward? You know what I mean? If they had been given the penalty, that's a total different outlook on the game, I think. If their player didn't get sent off as well, you know what I mean?
It's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer, mate. The tempo that we played it last night, hopefully we'd have just went for the juggler and got myself back in the game, you know.
Foxter.
Stevie. On you go, Stevie.
Oh, I think there's a bear when any of our players come off the bench. You're looking for them to make an impact in the game. And in fairness to Andy Halliday, for me, I love everything about Andy Halliday. He's a bear and all the rest of it. He came on and he's done his bit when he's been asked to come on. He's a squad player for me. And I think it was yourself that says 10 out of 10 for his attitude. He bides his time, he comes on and he does well for us. But I don't think he's a guy that's going to take us to the next level. I totally agree.
But Stevie, if I can ask a question.
On you go.
Do you think he's the best left back with the options that we have at the moment. We have the captain of the club that doesn't get anywhere near the team, who is our natural left back. We have Barisic and we have Andy Halliday. That's the three players that cover that position, yeah. Or Flanagan, but I think at the moment, I think George is right. I would play Halliday as my left back at the moment. I would play him there instead of Barisic.
Do you know something now? I can't really argue the point with you there. You've got a point, do you know what I mean? But for me, still, I just think he's done brilliant. He's made impacts when he's come off the bench. He scored a few goals this season for us. And I think we can't knock him. His attitude has been top class. But to go to the next level, is Andy Halliday going to be the answer for left back? Are we going to, put it this way, when summer comes, are we going to fill that position? Because see, Big Barisic, the last few games for me, he's been very quiet. He's been playing the ball back the way more than he's been going forward.
Confidence is gone, Stevie. His confidence is gone.
Yeah, it is. Maybe the badge is too big for him, Ox.
Was that him getting a, sorry, but was that him getting a wee row after headmaster, after manager? And his confidence is shot. He's no man enough to handle it. Take the criticism. But the manager's put a big outlay on the guy, and he's not performing.
He had a chance last night. He had a chance last night to step it up. He never really done it. He's a different physique for Halliday. He's a lot faster. He's a lot bigger, obviously, and I think he's probably got a better cross in. But he had a chance last night against 10 men to perform, and he never done it, which was disappointing.
So that's the attitude,
aye.
Anyway, what about Stevie Clark? Is he or is he no a effing bastard? Sorry.
No, Big Al. Big Al. Thanks you.
I'll ask him. Is he or is he not?
Watch what we're saying, guys. Watch what we're saying.
Big Al, you can think that, but I can't possibly comment. Yes, Stevie.
Okay.
Well, sir, me personally, I think Stevie Clark, he's did everything in his power to get the job on the East End.
I don't disagree with you, mate.
He's ticking every box, talking out again. As the boys have already said, last Saturday, boy gets hit with coins, he gets called every orange bee under the sun. All he wants to talk about is football. That we beat them at Ibrox, and all he wants to talk about is religion. The guy, and see what he done, and see what he's done there to the referee. The referee's got the thing spot on, mate, give or take, right? They go to the game. Let's just say they got 95% of the calls correct, right? You could argue all the time about this or that, but I think Stevie Clark was totally out of order with the referees, and he should come out and apologise to them. I don't know if it was Boswell, I don't know if it was one of the boys earlier on. But again, guys, honestly, Stevie Clark, he's more sectarian than anybody when he's thinking down the lines and bringing that crap up.
He's Clark.
That's the bottom line.
Needs a good scrub, man. Needs a good
scrub. And that's it. I don't want to give...
One at a time, Miguel. One at a time. When you go, Stevie.
I don't want to get down the lines. I want to keep talking about the football because we know about all the other stuff. I've been saying it on the show for a wee while now. Refereed at a different level. The newspapers, the tabloids, the TV and the radio commentate and at a different level about our club all the time. And see Stevie Clark's comments there, that's just another wee ripple in the water. He's just trying to get himself a job at the East End, and he didn't care why that's storming, because he knows the press will no hold him up and say, well, how did you not want to talk about it last Saturday? But you want to talk about it. That's sure grapes. Do you know what I mean? But the bottom line is, guys, for me, honestly, as I said, I just think we get refereed at different levels.
Stevie,
and
you tell your missus I said this.
Bang out of order.
Stevie, you tell your missus I said this. You're a very wise man.
Oh my God, don't say yours, that's what start laughing.
He's a very wise man, though, man, look at, isn't he?
Well, Ox, my teacher used to say what comes after a sentence. I used to say an appeal, so I don't know if that's...
I know about that. I know about
Bridge is your man for that. The man look in.
Bridge.
The man look, he's right,
Yo.
isn't he?
Yes, bang on the money, aye. It's, as I say, he'd missed out the politicians, but they're at it as well, you know what I mean? I spoke about it earlier.
110%.
And they're on the one side, you know what I mean? And it's,
Yep.
it's wrong. You know what I mean? There's no equality. As much as they want to shout about it, there is no equality in it, in the game. The SFA as well. It's just, Clark, he's just lost all credibility. With no mention the Boyd sectarian abuse. He's just lost any credibility he had. In a matter of 4 days.
Anyway, gentlemen, you won't believe this. We've reached that time of the evening.
No!
Oh, Big Al's left us.
We want extra time.
You want extra time?
We want extra time.
GFK, have you looked at your contract for extra time?
Well,
the lollipops
if it's another lollipop, I'll take it, and I'll keep going for another hour.
It's what you have to do with a lollipop's a problem with you.
Hey, you don't know what I'm able to do with a lollipop, big chap.
Listen, an absolute fantastic evening. It's great the way we've conducted ourselves. Bridgeman.
What can I say? I'll just to repeat your words. An absolutely wonderful evening. We did very well considering the pressures that were coming on our club. And obviously we need to watch the way we say things because we are a radio show, as I say. So can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, remember after what's happened, every single one of us need to keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers is going to need us. Keep it going.
Yeah, can I just thank everybody, and I mean everybody who took the time to phone Rangers Radio tonight, enjoyed the calls, and also a special thank to Travel Rug and all the boys who done the show last night before the show. Thanks very much, lads. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day up, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers win the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh my. Oh, how we'll up to hear the cry. We'll up to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We'll up to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll up to see the Rangers score.